are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, Russell Wright from networkempire.com. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'm so glad that you were able to spend time with us on this webinar. I know it was fairly short notice. It was short notice for me because when Sue and Matt unveiled what it is that we were going to reveal to you, I was really blown away. As my email, we had a lot of people ask whether I was being sarcastic or putting marketing spin on the email. I definitely was not. I don't feel like we had enough time to properly encapsulate this in the value because, you know, like Sue was telling me this morning, and Matt also explained to me when he was here and gave me a lot of training in this area because, as you guys know, local search is booming, and the integration of social and local is booming as well. This is, you know, something that Matt was trained in by some of the best lead development gurus in the market, and you know, as he's going to explain, he built a major empire, lead acquisition empire, doing this, and that's actually how we met him. He really helped take my business to the next level with KPIs and taught me a lot of stuff, areas that I was weak. So we're going to reveal a lot of that, and because you're getting literally something that he paid thousands of dollars for in training and coaching and then and direct learning over the course of several years, I didn't have time to properly package all this, so you guys are the first getting exposed to this information as we begin to build this value. It's essentially a local business in a box, which we're fully developing. So I want to, you know, preface it by saying all that the marketing that's literally how I feel about it. But again, that's your gain. I also, on the other hand, of course, I'm really, really glad that we're able to expose this stuff because we've had a lot of people over the last 3 years saying, okay, how do you use Kraken and the last keyword tool for local search? How do you use Domain Web Studio for local search? And, you know, I went to bed last night and this product was one thing. I woke up and Sue and Matt had added 3 more major applications to the thing, and I was like, you know, I put up the, you know, I put up the page the other night, and it was one thing, and now it's even more valuable. So I'm really, really excited, and do feel free to ask. We're not going to have a question and answer session, and I know you guys already know that we are offering an advanced course at the end of this, okay, and we're going to talk about that. It's, to me, it's ridiculously affordable, so we are going to, you know, close with that. But in that process, we're going to reveal the business model that, you know, Matt essentially paid tens of thousands of dollars for and then implemented, and his coaching students implemented live and in the UK, right, Matt? It's pretty much the UK?
Yeah, I just did a test case, and it was in the UK.
Yeah, we have a test case in the UK. We also have people in the United States that are in training and coaching. So with no further ado, I'm going to step out of the way. I'm going to try to keep this call to under 40 minutes. And you know, do answer questions, ask questions. We'll try to answer them. And if not, we'll send out a FAQ with some of the questions that you have, and that'll help us formulate any answers that we need. So with that, I'll get out of the way. And Matt, thanks for joining us. Let's just jump right into the Local Leads Empire Business Blueprint.
Okay, how's it, guys? Yeah, I'm going to keep this very brief tonight, and this is going to be a top-level overview of what's on offer. So basically, Local Lead Empire, it's a business blueprint training webinar. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking you guys that come on this course live. I'm going to actually build a business online live, and it'll be across 4 webinars. Each webinar will be roughly 2 hours. And you'll see how I go about actually building this up, and I will basically reveal everything that I've spent the last 8 years online doing. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you the method that I built my property portfolio with. Okay, within 12 months, using this exact method, I built a property portfolio up that was worth $2.208 million. Okay, that's in 12 months, in 1 year. We basically acquired 13 properties using this process, and this is a tried and tested product. Okay, it's a business. It's essentially a business method. It's a business process. It works. I've got the properties as backup to prove it. It's not a theory. This is no nitty-gritty stuff. I've applied the same thing in the financial industry. The companies I worked with there, we did really, really well. And to top this off, what I'm doing in here as well is I'm basically going to teach you the exact same method for the guys given this course today. But I'm also going to introduce all the stuff that I learned in the call center industry in my 5 years working at the senior levels for one of the biggest call center firms in the UK. Okay, so just want to welcome everybody back to the call today. And today we're going to just reveal the basic process. We're going to get a top-level overview of something that's cost me thousands of dollars to develop and refine over a year or so. Okay. So this is very important to know that this is not a course on how to build a property portfolio. I just want to make that very clear, okay? The property portfolio is just the proof that this actually works. Okay. It's about giving you a step-by-step blueprint to build a sustainable, reproducible business that you can run on autopilot once you set it up. And that autopilot is a true word, okay? It's not a push-button technology type of thing. This is a business with real people where you're dealing with real businesses. And I'm going to basically briefly speak about the property stuff, but on the actual course, I'm going to actually expose the whole property business and how we use the leads to actually create a lot of money, especially for the leads that we couldn't process, how we turn that around into becoming a very lucrative model pre the credit crunch, before all the mortgages and things collapsed. Okay, so I'm just going to carry on here. This is going to be an exclusive event, okay, and it's only for guys who are serious about building solid businesses online. The training I'm going to give is going to be basically blue-collar training. We're going to go online, we're going to roll up the sleeves, and I'm going to actually work with you guys, and we're going to build the project live. And while I'm building this project that you can use as a case study, I want you guys to do the same and work on your project as we move through the webinars. Either write down your notes or try and follow what I'm doing. Sorry. Okay. Now, recently, one of my friends, a good friend of mine, he's been battling to find work in the UK. He worked in the banking industry. He's got a very good education. He's qualified in a lot of things, but he couldn't get work. He's really struggling to find work. And he was telling me about this, and I said, well, why don't you start your own business and apply this principle? And basically, over 3 days, I trained him up. And within 1 month, he took this and he ran it and he applied it, and he had enough clients paying him £1,500 coming in on autopilot. Okay. Within 3 months, he had built that income up to 4,000, and the 4,000 is his profit. That's not that's excluding his expenses. That's the money he's made as profit. His wife and kids are secure. He's sorted it all out. He owns his own growing business in a recession economy. Now, currently here in the UK, there's a lot of shops shutting down, and things aren't going that great for a lot of people. And he's got a business that is doing really well. It's actually working. And the secret is that there is money in the economy. It's just people aren't spending it because they don't have faith in what's going on. So they're holding on to a lot of money. That's why they're not employing people, and that's why they're very cautious with how they spend it. But with this program and this system, you actually go to the client with proof that you got what he wants, and it makes the sale very, very easy. Okay? But first, some questions. This is not the run-of-the-mill local consulting gig. Is this creating Google local pages for small businesses? No. Is this about servicing local clients and optimizing web presence? No, it's none of the above, okay? You're building your own business. This is what you're building for yourself. If you choose to do those services for people on the way, that's the cream on the top of the milk, okay? It's added benefit. It's up to you if you want to do that. So how is success achieved, okay? So imagine you went to school and you're left to figure all the things out by yourself. Your teacher walks in and he adopts this 800-page book on your desk and he says, okay, in 18 weeks we're going to basically write the exams, and walks out, goes to the teacher's office and sits there and drinks coffee. Go to your next class, the same thing happens over and over again. That's basically what happens with a lot of people online, okay? How far do you think you'll already get with that? Well, in our case, we're going to basically be taking you guys step by step and showing you. We're going to give you the exact processes. I've mapped everything out for you. And I'm going to show you in real-world terms how we deal with real people and how we build a real business online. I've got people lined up already to accept the leads. Everything's in place, and I'm going to actually show you how I put this all together in real time, okay? So this is what we've done for you guys. So what is Local Lead Empire Business Building Blueprint course, okay? It's a real-world business blueprint and process application, okay? This is a business model, and it's designed to give you success. And there's a quick preview of what you will be getting from us. It's a full blueprint exactly saying what you need to do when, how, as you move through the actual whole process of setting this all up. You'll get maps defining certain things, exact processes. You're going to get templates, sales call center scripts. You're going to get the whole business, okay? You're going to get tracking spreadsheets, And here's just a top level overview. Now we've blacked out some things here, and we've also removed some of the other vital points. But basically what we're going to take you through the process of doing is how to find and verify a market, okay? So you're basically going to select the market, you're going to qualify the market. You're going to find out, is there a recurring service? Yes or no. Is it a pain or vitamin market? Yes. We're going to then draw into keyword. I'm going to show you how to use this in DWS, how to find the best keywords. We're then going to check, does it create enough conversions to justify the build? And this process is one of the reasons why I built Domain Web Studio, was to make the work even easier for myself. Okay. And obviously, once we get it all set up, we're going to apply the stealth snooper method when we start dealing with our prospects and stuff. And then once we've done that, we're going to proceed and build and publish our website. So we're going to take notes and write down the services that are related to the sector. We're then going to find a favorite keyword tool. We're going to draw into the sector. We're going to map out our blueprint. We're going to build our site and publish it. Now with DWS, we can publish things, as you guys know already, rapidly. We can build sites in 10 to 15 minutes. We can get our outsourced teams to come in and write the content while we're planning these things out. We can do things at extreme speed. Okay. Then we're going to publish our website. We're going to set up the autoresponder. We're going to test and measure. We're going to use paid traffic to our pages. When we get our conversions right and everything's working, we're then going to proceed to the soft launch. Okay. So with the soft launch, we will drive traffic. Now this looks pretty boring, but I was not going to show you guys all my secret traffic strategies that I use to really ramp things up and drive leads into my business. Okay, so you'll see a snippet of it if I'll show you another screen shortly. But that's typically what we do. We drive the traffic, and once we've got the traffic, we're then going to show you how to close the deals with your clients. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to basically close the deal, and we're going to have a choice of either continue selling leads to the client, or we're going to have the client actually rent the property we built. And this is what creates the residual income for you. So you get this whole thing running on autopilot, and you have guys that are renting properties from you. They're paying you money every single month. If they stop paying, you flip that same property to the next guy. And if they're buying leads, pay as you go, you just every month you're just invoicing them for the leads that have come through. And I'm going to show you how to track and manage this whole thing, and it's all running on automatic. Okay. Automation to scale the business and increase the conversions. Well, this is one thing I'm not going to show you here, guys. So basically, what will you get, okay, with this whole bundle? Okay, you're going to get 4 live webinar coaching sessions. In this webinar coaching session, I'm going to be taking you guys through the entire process from start to finish. I'm going to show you exactly how I go about doing it. I'm going to speak my thoughts out loud so you can actually hear how we're doing it, and we're going to have questions and answers through the session for the guys so that you can ask the questions and you can actually get the understandings right as you're moving through the processes. We're then going to take a break for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks, Sue. What's the time span between?
It's 4 weeks in between, so we'll come back on the 5th week.
Yes, so we're going to come back on the 5th week, and we're going to actually review your projects, and we're going to basically, we want to see your first project up and live, and we want to make sure that everything is working. Then we're going to go into the traffic rollout, and then we're going to go into the actual automation, how to set this thing up in autopilot. So it gives you time to make the conversations, find the partners, and all the kind of stuff that I discussed with you on the live call. You'll have time to go and do that and get it in place, because we want you to have an actionable business. We don't want you to buy the course, read through a bunch of stuff, and never apply it. This is going to be where we roll up our sleeves and actually build it live. Okay. With the live webinar coaching as well, we're going to record those, and those are going to be put in a private members area, and it'll be there for you guys only. We're not going to let anybody else get those webinar calls. Okay. We're going to provide you with a proven WordPress theme that converts specifically for what we're doing. We've used this quite a bit, and it works really well. It's specifically designed for this purpose. Okay. So you won't have to worry about WordPress themes. You can actually take this and apply it, and it's specifically designed for lead generation. We're going to give you the sales script templates. So when you're speaking to people about buying the leads off your network, now think about what I'm saying here. You're essentially building a network that's going to generate leads, and these leads, you're going to be selling them off to people that can't do it. And they're going to come back to you month after month after month, because you're going to bind them to your hip and they're going to continue wanting to get the leads from you because it's much easier than them trying to have to figure this stuff out. And I want you to take a moment and think about what I'm saying there, okay? So we're going to give you the sales script templates to actually speak to these guys, to tell you what to say to them and how to lead the sale. So you're not going to force a sale down their throat. You're actually going to lead them through a process which will get them to sign up. It's a big difference, and it's a subtle difference when we do this. Okay. We're going to give you the call center sales script templates. Yes, call centers. I'm going to show you how to work with call centers at a very cost-effective manner, okay, where it's under $100 a month if you're getting a lot of call volumes. Okay, we're going to give you references to some companies, and I use this for the property business. Our whole web system was automated. All the leads that we drove through offline media, through online promotions, through paid traffic, everything that we did, okay, ran through a call center. The call center did all the work for us. They filled in our forms, that populated our Aweber forms, it did the whole thing, and it sent the information off to the right people, and the whole business was automated. All we did was manage our business, and that's where you want to get in your business. You want to be in a place where you're not working in your business, you're working on your business, and that's a big difference. And this is what a lot of guys fail. They're too busy working in their business, and they're not actually taking a step back to actually work on their business, to see where the opportunities are, to see how the money flows to the market, to see who to have partnerships with. And just by getting the right partners in the right place, here's an example, right? We generated leads. If the leads did not work for us and met our criteria for what we wanted when we were buying the properties, we made a strategic alliance with some mortgage brokers. We passed the leads on to them. They had access to a network, okay, of people with a lot of money who actually bought properties, okay, and their criteria was different to ours for what we were looking for, and they were prepared to buy these properties. When they bought those properties, the commission we got back on that one lead, our cost per acquisition, our cost for each lead was basically down to under £4 to acquire a customer. We got it right down, okay, and the profit we made with translating those leads, on average, would get between £1,500 and £3,000 for flipping a lead, and we'll do it probably 3 or 4 times a month, okay? And this is a system I'm going to teach you how you can take one lead, repurpose it, flip it, and depending on how big the ticket is that you're selling, now we're dealing with properties, thus the commissions are much higher. But I'm going to show you how to do this, and by putting the right people in the right place, all it was one email from my computer to another guy's computer. He forwarded it on to another guy. The other guy said, yes, I want to do it. He completed the transaction and sent me my commission. That's just how simple it was, okay? But that made us a lot of money very quickly, okay? Contracts, and I'm going to give you the contract templates, okay? And the contract templates basically are the templates that you can use and modify for your business. And these are the agreements you want to get in place with people that you're actually selling leads to. You never know what someone else is going to be doing in their own business, and you want to make sure that you're legally covered when you're doing these type of transactions, so that the actual person they are dealing with can never come back to you, and they can never do, if they do something bad with their client, you want nothing coming back to you, and you want no legal action. So contracts are very, very important in this business. You want to have your NDAs, and you want to have your liability contracts in place when you're doing this business. And it's not a big, heavy thing. It's just you protecting yourself, okay? Direct mail templates, okay? If you want to go the offline route, we're going to give you the templates that we used, okay, for that, where you can actually send them off, and this will create the information. Mutual NDA templates, basically you get the guys to sign an NDA where you won't reveal what they're doing in their business, because you're essentially going to go into someone's shop and they're going to tell you how they make their money. Okay, so you're going to sign an NDA with them, and they will sign an NDA with you saying that they're not going to reveal what you do, not that you're going to tell them. Your standard service proposal templates, depending on what you do, you can customize this, and this will become your standard proposal template that you'll actually go in. And I'll tell you guys when we do this call, I'll tell you what to do, how to say and how to sell to these businesses when you're dealing with them. Okay. The business building process map. Now this is the exact blueprint of the whole process from start to finish in detail. Okay, it's going to give you a lot of stuff to think about, and it's very, very detailed. So when you read through it, it's going to make the whole process very clear to you. It's all mapped out for you. The automation process map. I'm going to map out the whole process map of exactly how to automate the whole business, how to plug in call centers, how to have them manage your whole process, what you must do, what you mustn't do when you're dealing with call centers, things to watch out for, things to be aware of when you're dealing with them. And this will help you when you deal with them, because obviously they're going to try and sell you for as much as they can get. But there's a lot of little secrets that you need to know, and I'm going to expose those to you in this course. Okay. And then Russ is going to give us a little local video secret thumbnail trick. Okay. Now for local, just with this little trick, you can drive a span of leads into your business for free, virtually in hours or days. Okay, it's not waiting for your stuff to get ranked over 3 or 4 months. It's instant traffic. We're turning this thing on. It's an engine. Okay, this is not SEO we're talking about. SEO is only one component. This is a business engine we're going to be building. And it's a big difference from anything else that people are talking about. Okay. As a bonus, I had a lot of contention with this. This is some of my underground tools I built for myself. But what I'm going to be giving you is a geo-targeting customer map. For the guys who sign up today, I'm going to be writing a custom script, which I've got written already, and I'm going to be giving it to you, okay, as part of the package. It's going to be only available for the guys in the members area. But basically what this does is, as your leads are coming in, all you do is you export your information out of Aweber, you run it through the system, and what the system does, it basically drops pins all over the locale that you're targeting. So you can actually see where all the interest is coming from. And what this does, it opens up a lot of very, very, very important data. And I'm going to basically, on this training, I'm going to show you how to read this map, how to use it, and I'm going to tell you how we did it, what we did with the property markets, what we did with offline marketing, and how we went about it. That saved us thousands and thousands of pounds simply by knowing what we're doing, where the interest is, and how to go about it. Okay, so I'm going to be giving you the software to manage that process, and I'm going to teach you how to use it from a data analysis point of view. It's not going to be boring. It's actually very, very cool when you work with it, because you'll be surprised where that expression, birds of a feather flock together, especially when we worked in the repossession market. It was very interesting that where we bought all the houses, they tended to be in communities. And literally down the street, you'll have 3 people getting repossessed all in one street, and none of them knows the other one is. And it was a very, very interesting market. I'm going to go into more detail about that on the actual training course. Okay. So, what we're giving you is the whole business, okay? I've put everything to this. I'm going to teach you how to read this map, how to use it, and how to maximize it. Part of that as well, I'm going to teach you how to build out this engine, okay? This is an online network that you're building. It's a lead generation network. So essentially, you're going to become almost like a local CPA network that is providing traffic to other people. Only difference is the traffic you're providing will be in the form of a lead, okay? And there's only 2 things on the internet that basically work. 1, it's a lead, and 2, it's conversion. Those are the only things we really have to focus about this. The rest of the stuff we can acquire, and we can get it anywhere we want to, okay? So the local business thing is limited, okay? There's only so many seats that we are making available. And to get access to the step-by-step process that drives this business model and to get trained on how to implement it, you guys need to jump on the call and go for today. This is a limited offer. Like I said, we're doing the training now. You're going to get a super, super deal, and you're going to get exposure to everything that I know about generating leads. I'm going to give you the tools, the processes, the blueprints, the whole story, and this is the exact process I went through when I built my property purchase, my property portfolio. It's the same process my friend's gone through. That's changed his life from being unemployed to earning $4K a month since I last spoke to him. It's probably gone more than that now. And this is part of the whole Network Empire system. You can take what we're teaching in Network Empire, and by applying it to this system as well, you can really turn this onto steroids, because then everything's going to start really coming together very nicely and simply for you. And it's not highly complex, what I'm going to show you. It's very, very practical, and it works, okay? And the best thing is you're going to get shown how to implement it. Sue, would you like to have anything to say on this?
That's okay. I can grab it from here. We're preparing the page for people to sign up on this, and we've had a little technical difficulty with it. So what I would like to add is many of you on this call have known me for many years and have been working to integrate, understand the high-end technologies like Kraken, the last keyword tool. And through the years, we've gone through a major process, costing us millions of dollars, really, in education, because we started with really high-end technologies. This stuff is on the ground. Like, you can incorporate this and implement this over 30 to 45 days and be literally creating a 5- and 6-figure business fairly quickly. So this is not anything, and those of you who've known us, we've actually spent a huge amount of time and money educating and integrating and taking really high-end technical processes and bringing it literally to the ground. Part of, on the ground rather, on Main Street. And part of the reason is because, obviously we need to, it's part of wanting to revitalize the U.S. economy and the economies around the world. There's plenty of money out there. I mean, we're watching the money. We build technologies that literally watches the financial instruments throughout the networks. I mean, there's millions upon millions of dollars in leads. There's nothing wrong with the economy. It's a confidence game. And so what we want to do is we want to bring that confidence into the networks of the people that have really spent a lot of lifetime value of your own cash with us over the last few years. We have avid fans who've been with us for 5 years, and this is a gift back to you guys. And also keep in mind that this is a precedent for the mastermind groups that we're going to be creating, like things like the thumb tricks, the video. We have a huge arsenal of tools, techniques, and tips that we have to find a way to package and present to you in a way that makes sense. Normally that's been done through our certification events, which are, would be considered expensive for maybe somebody who's not super cash flow positive, their certification level, agency level stuff. So we want to make sure that we bring something to you that you can incorporate and use these tools. That's not an internet marketing product per se, but that, not that there's anything bad with internet marketing products, but they have to actually provide results. They have to have a clear result. And so we're also going to be bringing to you the, interviews with people who have implemented this system so that you can see, like, what are the things that you need to be aware of when you're moving into it. We're going to be moving all of you into our own mastermind network of ways, of tips, techniques, and technologies, ways to use our softwares and technologies that we don't normally expose except in certification events. So that's really what we're talking about here. Also, when I was talking about the surprise when I woke up this morning and Sue and Matt had loaded up the value on this thing, it was specifically the call center plotting, the local leads plot map technology, which I was going to reserve for the $500 a month Network Empire tool. And so you guys are actually getting that. And so we had a meeting this morning, and basically we're going to take that off. That's not going to be something that we want to offer the general public. We want to offer that to the agencies for our agency local search module because it's so powerful. There's just something about plotting the local search points on a map and knowing how you're progressing through the various businesses. So again, we want to make sure that you understand that this is a nuts and bolts, like Matt says, blue-collar training that we're offering. And you can visit the localleadsempire.com page, and that's where you can sign up for this webinar series, which, remember, it's going to turn into a logged-in private area for everybody who's been coached, and who's integrating this system. We're going to be having plenty of support and follow-up training, and that area is going to constantly grow. Within a 3-month period, we will raise the price of this to the general public because we'll have loaded it up with so much value. And as is the traditional theme Zoom way, we will have the, the flagship members be grandfathered in at the price that we're working on with you now. So the localleadsempire.com, where you opted in to get this, has been changed to purchase the product. And if you have any questions, do feel free to email all of us. And Matt, I think it's probably okay. We've been on this call for about, I think, if there's any major questions, I suppose we could take a couple of them about this course, but then we'll just move on to, if you guys are having any difficulty on the sales page, there are a lot of people on this call. So just go ahead and know that we're going to email out the, if you're interested in taking the course, we'll email out the link as well in case there's too many people hammering the sales page. We backed it up, but just wanted to add
It
that
should
there.
be good.
Okay, so just go to local leads empire. Oh, now it's working, Sue. Go to localleadsempire.com. That's 2 L's, and you can purchase the course for a single payment option of $350 or 2 payments of $197 each. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and drop the price on this call so that you know exactly what's going on. Are there any major questions?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and start answering questions, Matt. That's the best way.
Yeah. Guys, if you come across, for the guys getting this course, okay, it's this one time only. I'm going to give you my Skype email address, okay, and if you get technically stuck, I will basically help you out. So say, for example, you've got a certain autoresponder that doesn't work with what we're doing. I'll look at it and I'll try and figure it out for you, okay, and I can pass this knowledge on to the members. So you've got the backup support. The guys who know me, who speak to me through Skype, they know that I always find a solution or a way.
Yes, absolutely. And again, I don't approve of what Matt just did just there. So I just want everybody to know that this is, I'm not giving you my Skype address. So here's what I want to say is, like, Matt is loading this up with so much value. We're moving our agency programs and everything to his new home in South Africa, where we're going to centralize a lot of this stuff. So he's in the middle over the next month or so. So this is an opportunity. It's really an opportunity move on our part to be able to do this. Now, just so you know, we're moving. What you're doing is you're really also helping us. Why the price is so low? You're actually helping us roll this into an agency model. Okay, it'll go for anywhere from $2 to $10 grand because Matt bills out $500 an hour for call center consulting because he's one of the best in the UK. Okay, this is stuff that's really, really major stuff. Okay, so the fact that we're rolling this in, there's two things. We have a product we're creating here. It allows us to interact with you and find out, okay, where were the points that were not 100% clear on your part. So it is an opportunity for you to work with somebody who's built a multi-million-dollar business and integrate that on the street at a price point that's affordable to you while we roll it into an agency tool. Many of you who have been on our last domain web student, that must be Sue typing. That means the questions are coming in. It's okay. Whoops, I think I lost you here. Oh, she muted. Okay. That means that there will be a lot of opportunity for you as we jack the price up into the thousands of dollars for our agencies. And those of you who've been in the Domain Web Studio training know that we have a crazy application when it comes to what we're building here. It really is an agency tool. We present often to agencies, that's SEO and online marketing agencies, who are trying to hedge against local search as well as social media and the old SEO paradigm. We've cracked the code to all that. Like, I can just say that with utter confidence. Okay, between what Matt and Sue and I are doing, my function is to integrate cybernetics, that is social, real human traffic, and how it affects the search algorithms and the machine world, which is the algorithmic SEO algorithms that are still functional but changing profoundly. Penguin and Panda is an example of that, combined with all of Sue and Matt's knowledge on KPI and conversion and Sue's knowledge on algorithms. So we're going to be bringing that all to the table with this system. Also, I'm going to be showing, I'm focused 100% on local search when it comes to video. We're going to be showing you all that. I know I promised you guys in the initial pitch, when I offered you like how to get thumbnails ranked, I was like, okay, I'm going to offer my little value, and then I wake up this morning and these guys have just loaded up this offer. Now I feel like, yeah, here's how you make a thumbnail. Here's my little thumbnail, but we're going to show you how to do all that. I'm going to give you the exact tools that one of my friends, Dave Jones, and his whole classroom is actually on the call. Dave and I have talked about how to do that with using Amazon as a server. I'm also going to show you guys how to do local thumb domination for video, which it's kind of nice to have those little tricks. You guys know that if you have clients, it's really cool to show those little tricks when, like, can you do this? Here's your, you can get YouTube ranked. Yeah, big deal. How about your own website with a thumbnail on it ranked? Okay, there's 3 different ways to do that. We're going to show you how to do that. I'm going to do an email follow-up giving you my exact technique on how to do that manually. Now I'm going to give you some alternative methods as well. And that's all for free for people on this call. I'm just going to email you with those, how I do that. And what kind of questions we have coming in, Sue?
Okay, we've got.
Could I just give one example before we start the Q&A, Sue, just to explain to guys how powerful this whole process really is? Is that okay?
No.
Can take me literally 5 seconds. I had a client in Glasgow, right? He needed a form built for his website. That's all he needed was a form, okay? So a friend of mine referred me to him. So I've got on the phone, I spoke to him, I says, hi there, what do you need done? I can do it really quickly for you. What's it going to cost? He says, I'll charge you $50. Okay, simple, take you 10 minutes. So I created a form, went around to his place, sat there with him, set it all up, got chatting with this guy. And we started speaking about it. And this man operated in the debt industry. And when we started chatting, I asked him about his business. He told me about his business. Conversation went on. I says, well, this is what I do. Told him what I do. And that his ears picked up, oh, that's different to what everybody else does. So what do you think about this and this and this? I said, well, let me have a look. So I went away, had a look at what he was doing. I came back to him, I said to him, well, what if I show you how to basically take a missed opportunity that you've got in your business where you can actually earn up to 300, 400% more than what you're currently doing at a fraction of the price? And he was like, what do you mean? So I went and showed him what I was talking about, and it actually had a product that they'd put on the shelf because they didn't actually understand how to market it. And it ended up being the most profitable product in their whole product array, and it was the easiest to get ranked for. So what it is, I bought up the domains, got it all sorted up, and basically ended up buying that whole network situation there. I ended up getting £20,000 out of that deal just from a lead which started off at £50.
Yeah, and you guys, I just want to, those of you who have been with us for a while, and if you haven't attended our webinars that Matt gives on Wednesdays, I would suggest taking that. Remember, Domain Web Studio was really something that Sue and Matt and I built for ourselves. We're using it in a lot of different ways to create our own networks, not only your personal brand broadcasting network, but your leads network. The idea here is to create a machine and a system that interacts both with the real world and with your online, the online machine world, to be able to build your own network and flip. We got tired of hearing about flipping websites. The reality is that you need to build something in order to create millions of dollars. You need to build your own network, and if you're going to flip that, you're going to move towards a liquidity event. You need to flip that. So this is a system. We wanted to show you the local empire model so that you knew that we weren't just blowing smoke when it comes to building. We call ourselves a network empire for a real reason. We want you to build your own personal brand network and flip that. That's always been our model, even when we're building Kraken and ThemeZoom. That's why we create such a tight family of students, is because we're not messing around. We want you to build a multi-million-dollar business, not sell a couple of affiliate products.
Yeah, here's really a quick example, Russ. What do you think Yale.com is going to do if your network starts impacting their bottom line?
Exactly.
That's the question I want to throw out there. Because they're charging people typically in the UK here £500 per month for a listing. Not a web page, not nothing, just a listing, and that's whatever leads that generates, that's what the client gets. Okay, so that could be, and I've got a few guys that I work with, they spend up to £6,000 a year with Yale, and on average they get between 30 and 50 leads throughout the whole year. So essentially they're paying £200 per acquisition. The cost to acquire that client is costing £200. So if you do the math and you figure out what you're doing and you start impacting on what they got, and you can provide them with the same or more at a fraction of the price, is they will drop that hat without even blinking an eye. Okay?
It really is, yeah. I mean, what's really cool, Matt? What I love about this is before I appealed to Sue to help me start building a keyword research machine that actually helped me. I don't know if everyone on the call knows this, but I was pretty much working for a local agency. And, Sue and I lived in Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin, so it's a huge tourist area. If I'd had the ability to walk in with, if I'd had the ability to communicate with clients with the leads or the network already intact, it would have made my work like 1,000 times easier. I mean, I was already doing really well before we, branched off and started a software company. But I got to tell you, like this is my personal dream model. So that's why I'm pretty excited about it. And there's a lot of stuff that Matt didn't really cover in this call. Like I know some of you are aware of the Groupon model and all these different things, and there's sockets in here for all of that. I mean, it really is literally the craziest thing that I've ever seen. My favorite model is already have the leads in hand when you're communicating with businesses, because at that point that's just selling. You're just selling money at a discount, and honestly, that's really the only thing that I like to do. I don't like to sell. I just like to give money at a discount, and we're going to teach you exactly how that works. And that's the biggest shortcoming I found with most of the students that Sue and I have trained over the years, is really getting them to understand it's the leads. That's how it works.
That's what drives business. Guys,
Yeah.
this is about business. It's about driving your business, building your business. Now, you can apply it to your own business, you can apply it to clients' businesses, or you can build a network and you can actually sell leads to your client and have them pay you money every single month, which will make you more money than building them a website. Plus,
Right.
you'll have them for life. The LTV is really, really high, and that's what you're after, okay? If they disappear, you switch them out with somebody else, but you own the asset, and this is what it is. It's you building an asset, but there's a process behind this whole thing. You're building something real. It's not a website. We don't care for websites. Anybody can have a website. That's how the machine works.
That's right. And the websites are all, I mean, we have the templates to show you how to do that, and it is a website with a business back end, and that's where people fall down. They don't understand how to make their business pay. So we have some questions coming in, and yes, Matt is available for consulting separately, and he's not cheap, so I would suggest that you take him up through this medium first. Yes, I am also. And yes, we are together. Yes, he does also do call center consulting. Sue, what else do we have going on here?
Okay, I really got some important questions that everybody
Okay,
is
let's
asking.
go ahead and let's air them out.
So they want to know if Domain Web Studio, Kraken, and or TLKT are required for this course, and if so, are they included?
Okay.
Well, it's up to you what you need to use. I use DWS, and I built it specifically for these type of reasons, okay? But if you don't want to use it, it's not required. I would suggest you do use it.
And the answer is no. Just a straight answer, Matt. The answer is no. Domain Web Studio is not included in the price of this course.
Yes. No, you don't.
Okay.
Well, to be honest, you don't need any of our tools to use this course. You can do
Okay. Well, that's the answer then. The answer is no. You can do it without our tools. And that's another thing. While I was like, I didn't approve of the offer because I'm trying to sell the software. So I mean, I'll be totally transparent. So this is an opportunity because really, before you know it, it's all going to be rolled into the software. I'm going to have to jack the price up into at least a couple $1,000s. So the answer to your question, straightforward, is no. Our software is not included. No, TLKT is not included. This is a course and you don't have to use it. And there are ways that Matt will be showing you to work around the tools if for some reason you're crazy enough not to need them. So shameless pitch.
Okay. Is this focused on Google Maps?
No.
But
No, definitely not.
But Google Maps is included.
It's part of the process, but it's not. It's like I said earlier on. It's not about local Google Maps type of stuff. That's just one channel of driving leads into your network, but it's not focused on it. We cover it, but it's not focused.
Yeah, in fact, you guys,
a byproduct.
Those are all tactics. This is a business in a box strategy. In other words, if you want to do local, if you want to understand how Google Plus, for example, affects local, as soon as Google figures it out, we'll tell you. When you want to know how video affects local search, that's what we do, is we incorporate all that stuff. Those are things that you can add as tactics and or tack on products if you want. Okay, but those are things that you have to decide with your own business, whether you add those as a line item, okay, or a traffic. Those are traffic tactics. And we show you how some of those things work, and we show you how to integrate. Google is in a major change right now with local. It's actually crazy. Sue and I did that over coffee. We talked about that yesterday. Yep. They're still trying to get themselves worked out when it comes to Google Plus and how to incorporate with local. These are all tactic issues which we will continue to update in the numbers area. We will show you from an extremely high level what they're doing with the Googleplex and all that stuff. And Maps is the same thing. It's an important tactic when incorporating local stuff, just like local video is as well. Those are a part of the traffic strategies and tactics that will be incorporating the overall business model. Does that make sense to the person who asked that question?
Probably. The one thing I will say about Maps, the application that Matt was referring to that we talked about this morning, including in the course, is going to help you go from online to offline strategies. So
right.
It's going to help you go multi-channel, like true multi-channel across all medias, so that you can actually find out, for example, I have a local yoga studio, right? And there are pockets of places where the women, they chat with each other and they're like, oh, I want to go to yoga. And so, you get these neighborhoods where they're yoga-centric people. It's just a particular mindset and a particular type of folks. They live in a particular neighborhood, and when you start to find out that these are the people in this particular zip code or these particular blocks that are interested in yoga, you can go do flyer drops and things like that. So there's all kinds of things that this application is going to help you do to take that multi-channel, and that's where the whole local maps thing comes in.
Yeah, a visual overview is extremely important, and I will also say, yeah, I'll probably wait on that. There's a postcard system that we'll be introducing only after you guys get in the course and fully integrate, and then we raise the price to the front-facing price to everyone else for the agency level. We're going to be incorporating postcards that are proven to convert for 27 different local markets. I've already got that set up with a joint venture partner. So that's kind of where we're heading. We're going to make sure you actually have everything, so we can really call it. I hesitated to call it a business in a box until I had those postcards set up, but we're actually going to be waiting for the version 2 of this to do that.
Yeah, guys, the whole point of the Google Maps was to cut costs of the business. That was the primary one. Because if you do flyer drops, for example, typically what the flyer companies will do is they'll drop 10,000 flyers because they make the money off printing. Okay, so what we were able to do is say, look, take 1,000 flyers and drop it over a 500-meter area or a square kilometer or a mile, and we'll basically flash that area with our message. The phones would ring, the website forms would get filled in, and things would happen very, very quickly. And it was because of that application. Without an application, we would have been traveling blind, and that's what 90% of the other people are doing. They don't know where their clients come from, which that makes offline marketing virtually impossible. Now let's think, a full-page advert in the UK in one of the local papers, you pay basically £4,000 for a full-page ad. Now if you're dealing with really high-ticket items, it's a no-brainer, but it's still, you're spending a lot of money. And with that application, we could actually target the areas and know exactly where our clients were coming from, and then we could put the full-page ads in the newspapers, and we got high conversions off those ads because they're in the right places.
Yeah, it's really just an optimal system for on the ground. I can't tell you how I wished I had it when I was doing local ad work in the Dells. It would have been great.
Yeah, I'm going to cover this in detail, and I'm going to show you live examples of case data and stuff on this call as well from the property business. I'll blank out, I'll change the database slightly to blank out people's names, but I want to show you the areas of how these pins, just so you can really see it, how it works. I'm going to talk you through it and show you how we use this. It's super powerful, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Are there any other questions? I don't want to really drag this
yeah,
out
there are
too
more
long.
questions. Hang on.
Okay.
There's so many questions.
Okay, well, just start popping them out so we can air them out for everybody, because I'm sure if one person asks, that's on a lot of
This is a good one. Can you run the local empire remotely? In other words, is it a business that runs in the UK but not in another country?
I've designed this so it's scalable and it's borderless. All you need to do is find the right people to work with you. Okay, this is the trick. This whole business is about people.
Yeah,
Every business needs leads. Okay, this is the truth of the matter. It doesn't matter if you're in Taiwan, China, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, America. It doesn't matter where you are.
No, there's several aspects of this business that I've already confirmed in the UK. I have several. There's similar models that friends of mine like Dave Jones have integrated into his own strategies and the rest. This is already tried, tested, and improved. They're basic principles, guys. The core principles have not changed. What's changed is the technology and the way the traffic is generated, and people get wrapped around the axle on that. Okay, because there's so many illusions because of the social integration and technologies and SEO stuff. What happens is tactics are confused for integral strategies. And I got to tell you, the integration of these types of business models hasn't changed. I mean, I've been in the leads business for a long time, and the only thing that's really changing is the way and the way you create the traffic and generate the leads and convert them and distribute them, and the number of ways that you can do that. In other words, the cost of generating traffic to resell these leads and sell money at a discount. So our traffic strategies that we teach, both for local, obviously you've seen the technologies we've developed. Our whole purpose is to help you lower the cost of acquiring a lead by thousands of %. That's really what our SEO strategies are at Domain Web Studio. That's what our social media one feed to rule them all integration is. So we're going to be bringing some of the parts of those principles into the Local Empire Business Blueprint. Okay? Sue, you got more?
The course start date is next Thursday.
Correct.
1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time.
Yep.
Can the strategy work for multi-city? Absolutely. You can start with one city, you can move out, you can tackle multiple businesses in multiple cities.
In fact, I would recommend that you think that way.
Yeah.
Because once you realize how this works, you're going to go, oh.
Yeah.
It's national.
No, but I'm also going to reveal to you guys how to take one lead and multiply it. Okay? So one lead can actually disperse to multiple different sectors. I'm going to show you how to do this effectively. I've got it all mapped out there. It's all about leveraging the lead that you have and getting the maximum. You squeeze that lemon as hard as you can. That's the trick to running a lead business. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to do that and how to connect the dots just by using the search engine tools, whether it's Market Samurai or Last Keyword Tool or Kraken or any of these tools that are out there. Especially with Kraken, I can show you guys how to really find the sectors in the tangent markets. But I'm going to show you guys how to think about it. It's the thinking that's important in this whole process when you actually start planning your whole network out. Because if you do the planning effectively up front, everything falls into place much more better because you understand how the market works.
Yeah, and again, I want to add, because to me, this is my personal value, like if I was sitting on the other side as a customer, we are creating a personal mastermind group that's going to be stepping up into the other things that we're doing. We're rolling this into agency. So those of you who are coming with us now are going to be able to get the strategies that we're actually implementing at our own mastermind level. And to me, that's a huge value for me personally. So I keep pushing that one. Sue?
Okay, are there any guarantees or refund policies?
Well, I don't know. I haven't thought that through. Obviously, if you're not sure, don't buy the course. That's what I'm going to say to you. I don't want to waste your time, and I believe it's high value. I've built my whole property portfolio using these exact methods, so I know the value in real-world terms of what it means to me. So I personally would fight to give a refund.
the guarantee policy that we're putting in place right now, and that's a great question, is that we don't want you to go past, because so many strategies are being exposed, we don't want you to go past the first webinar. If you don't like it, please cancel. Okay, because we can't give you any refunds because we're revealing actually our personal business strategy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Questions?
Will there be a replay of this webinar? Yes.
Yes.
I've had several guys ask me if there's stuff available immediately to start with, or do they have to wait until next Thursday to get going?
Okay, we're going to be loading up the members area with the basic mapping stuff. Okay, so we've got the members area carved out, and that's a great question. I'm going to leave that to Matt. There will be some stuff in the members area, but you should have the people signing up right now, and I see the signups coming in. You will have access to an overview map that's in there now. And Matt, I'll have to let you answer that because my job is just to put the modules in the course in the area. So.
Yeah, guys, it's better if you actually just run through the course with me. If you run ahead of yourself now, if you just look at the screen and you see that very first part, verifying your local market, I need to talk you through that, because if you don't do it right from the beginning, what's going to happen is you're going to basically go off on a wrong tangent, and I want to teach you how to use this very, very specifically. This is why I'm doing a webinar. It's very important that you get to understand the processes that we're actually working with.
Yeah, it's a webinar. This is a webinar series, so it's 2 this month, and once Matt gets down there, it's 2 follow-up, and then my job is to continually add the course value, the PDF, and all the other items. And again, this is a mastermind group as well, so what I want you to do is, like, if something's not clear as we flesh it out, let me know. So we'll add the checklist, the course, the templates. That's all going to be part of it. So if you're asking if the templates are there, we really want to wait until the first course, the first webinar, before we provide you with any of those templates, especially because you're not going to know what to do with them anyway. We want to make sure that you know that you're not going to be dangerous to yourself and others. If we just put the templates in there, that wouldn't be good.
Exactly. So let me just answer a whole bunch of questions with a couple sentences here. We're going to be recording the webinars. The idea is next week we're going to show you the initial strategies, what you want to think about when you're choosing your market, actually getting your website built out, maybe starting to talk to some of the guys in your neighborhood, and we're focusing on giving you enough information so that you've got that website built. You can take the next few weeks, right, to get your website built and up in the way you want it and start generating those leads. And then we're going to come back a few weeks later. The first hour of that call will be answering any questions or solving any problems. I mean, you're free to ping us with questions in between time, but specifically we want to make sure that everybody's gotten over any friction points that they ran into for those few weeks so that they're ready to move on to the second part. And then the second part is going to be closing the contracts with the local clients and the lead generation stuff. So that's been our idea. So you've got that time to actually do the prep on the website and all of the technical stuff, because if you haven't done it before, it always takes longer than you think it's going to take. And so
definitely.
That gives you the time to really make sure you've got all of your ducks linearly oriented. And so then we come back and we do the rest of it. That way you don't get all of the information up front, boom, and then you get your website built and then you're like, okay, now how was I supposed to close the client? So, and then the webinars are recorded. You will have them available in the members area along with all of the other stuff that we're going to give you. So you'll be able to go back and watch the webinars again and refresh your minds. We'll probably have, I think we're going to get them transcribed and everything so that you've got...
we are, yes.
Yeah. So that you've got something for those people who consume things better read, because I know I do.
Good.
Cool. So
all right.
let me just read down the last couple of questions that have come in while I was talking. When does this offer end?
Okay, that's a great question. And so what I'm trying to do is leave this up for at least the middle part of the upcoming week, and I'll email you guys the end offer date. It's not, I don't like gaming or like doing like internet marketing, blah, blah, blah. So the thing is that we are looking for a quota of a certain number of people, and we're not that far off now because I have the emails coming in real time. So it's going to be either the middle part of next week or when we reach the 20 people that we're going for on this project, okay, which is very close. So I would suggest that you get in. And if you have any questions about that, just contact us. Like if you're in some kind of delay, if the motive for that question is, hey, I'm a little strapped on cash right now and I want to get in, just contact us, okay? So we know what your date is. We'll reserve a position if you know what the date is in the future. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. With that, I think I'm going to wrap it up. We'll send any details that were a little bit fuzzy on this. I have to admit, you asked about the guarantee, all these things that normally we have like right off the top of, part of it is like the speed to market on this was so fast. It was a lot of fun to kind of create a countdown timer and just say, hey, we need to get this product together. There's a lot of people asking for it. We want practical step-by-step mechanisms for it. It was really a lot of fun to do that. So I really appreciate you guys showing up on the webinar in such short notice. I'm actually pretty blown away by how much value Sue and Matt have brought to this, okay? And so I'll be mailing you out the video information, which was my little Cracker Jack thing, but I got to tell you, compared to what this thing actually is, the overall strategy really is a business in a box, and I'm pretty blown away by it. So jump in. I really do look forward to seeing you guys on the inside of Network Empire. Anything else you guys want to add to this?
I want to add that there were so many questions on this call that I didn't get the opportunity to get to everybody, and I will go back through and email guys the answers to the questions that they have.
Yeah, and I also will say that those of you who have asked questions, we will not remove the offer until everybody's questions have been answered. And I have to tell you, localleadsempire.com is the current buy button, all right? But what's going to happen as soon as we're done, with probably very shortly, but the middle part of next week, that page will be replaced by the countdown timer to the first webinar, where all of you are, where the paid webinar members, for the webinar series are there. And so you'll know, you'll be able to constantly come back and remind yourself, mark that on your calendar when that webinar is actually happening, okay? All right, guys, I don't think there's a need
to... If you guys got any questions, sorry, Russ. Yeah, I know this has been a really quick webinar, but guys, feel free to contact us, like Russ said, seriously, because this is limited, and we're going to do this course now. We don't know when we're releasing the next one. It's only going to be these 4 webinar sessions we're doing with the group that gets in now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can tell you what's
the next one's coming.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you, I actually do. Once you've created the second area, once you've done the follow-up after, which is next month, the 2 webinar follow-ups, the final webinars, we're going to roll this into a package, and we're going to increase the price. I mean, it just makes sense. You're creating products at the speed of thought. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to increase the price substantially. So that's why I would recommend getting into this one.
I got one more really good question. What level of expertise is required for this process?
Great question. Great question.
You need basic skills, okay? You don't need to be a programmer or anything like that. If you know how to set up a WordPress website, you're done and dusted, okay? We developed DWS so you don't actually write any code. The system builds everything out for you. You just feed the content and all the information into it. So that will help you tremendously. But common sense and a bit of business sense is what is required for this.
Yeah,
okay?
I would also add that if you're a basic member, okay, that means you've never set up a WordPress site and you don't know a lot about the internet and you're still kind of plunking around on the keyboard, this is not for you in the sense of you doing it yourself. However, I want to be really careful when I say that, because I've been surprised. If you're a business owner with online business strategies and you bought and sold a business and you're plunking around, this is for you, but you need to have somebody in your office who can integrate aspects. So if you have a super whiz, but you've bought and sold businesses, you can definitely implement this. But you're going to need, I just want to manage your expectation there. You need somebody in your office who can implement the strategies the technical strategies that we provided, okay? Because I've really made mistakes before and assumed wrongly, and there are people who bought and sold businesses and have had super, business success, but they just don't do their technical implementation. They're not building their websites. So if you're a business owner or you've bought and sold businesses, and you have someone you're going to need to get a team member who can implement these strategies, which we actually teach. That's what we designed Domain Web Studio for, is to help you, have other people who are focused on their strategies and skilled workers be able to implement that. I just want to add that. Okay, and if you have any doubts, contact Matt. Since he's given his Skype address away, I'm not even going to, contact Matt. And if you have any major integration strategies, such as how, agency level strategies, go ahead and contact Sue at the help desk, Domain Web Studio. That's talk to us at networkempire.com. So that's probably the best way to answer that. And I am actually hoping to put together a mastermind when this thing is done. I wasn't going to announce this as a bonus, but like a mastermind webinar where we get follow-up, because I really want to find out your experience and make sure that every single possible speed bump is removed from it. And the best way to do that is to pull together as a mastermind group. So, okay. Okay, it looks like we're almost we're getting pretty booked up. So, wow, that's great. I'm really glad to see the response. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good.
Any other questions, Sue?
I think
we should probably wrap.
Yep, I think we're good.
Okay, you guys, we're going to do a wrap. I'm actually really, really excited. Many of the people that I wanted to be working with on this, who I knew are like 2 inches from gold in their careers, have signed up. I'm really, really glad to see that, because that'll allow it allows me to safely expose some of the tips and techniques that I wasn't quite sure the context we'd be doing that. So that's great, you guys. Good to see you. All right, and so from the entire Network Empire team, as usual, we look forward to seeing you on the inside of networkempire.com, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to get involved with this, and I hope you are as excited as we are. Russell Wright, Matt Cruz, Sue Bell, networkempire.com. We look forward to seeing you on the inside.